I'm French, and when I say I live in Paris, everyone thinks that this is what I eat every day. But most of the time, my meals actually look a bit different. So let me show you how I actually eat, starting with breakfast. Every day, I pretty much eat exactly the same thing. First, I make a giant latte with whole milk, and then I eat the official French breakfast of bread and butter. So here today, my boyfriend Bobby went to the bakery for us this morning, and he got our usual, which is a baguette for him, and it's so cheap, it just costs €1 at this bakery. And then he got this loaf made with petit épeautre, which apparently is an ancient form of wheat that honestly makes bread taste so good. And since I get a lot of questions about it, yes, we do go out and buy fresh bread at least every other day. And there's like 1,000 bakeries within a 10-minute walk from our home. So it's always fun to try new ones, as you'll see later in this video. Okay, so then I have this butter, and it's made with raw milk, which is very common and normal in France, and a special kind of salt from this island. And it's just the best butter, and in my opinion, good butter is seriously underrated. Then I'll often eat a fruit, and this is it. I eat the same thing every single day, and I'll also have some more bread or fruits as a snack if I'm hungry, and it's because I really love either cooking a nice meal or eating out for lunch and dinner, so I like to keep my breakfast small, except on weekends where I often have nice brunch plans. You'll really see this in this video because I have so many fun eating plans. It's gonna be a really busy week of eating with a lot of cooking and also testing out good Paris restaurants. And for lunch I went to this really cute restaurant called L'Art du Quotidien, which translates as the art of daily life, which I feel is very fitting for this video. I really love this place. It's so cozy and the food is delicious. And I went with leeks with cockles, which are these seashells. The dish was served with some kind of creamy sauce that tasted like fancy mayo, and it was so good. Then for my main, I got the roasted chicken with carrots, and it was just how I like it, really tender and tasty. And the little grains you see on top of it were mustard seeds, so it definitely had a kick to it. All of this was part of a lunch menu, which is truly a hack to eat good food at a good value, because this one was only €25, which is around $26. But anyways, now it's night out, it's almost dinner time. I'm about to cook a really special dish, but first, check this out. So this is my grocery shopping haul for the week, and it's really exciting to me because we get most of our food from a co-op, and basically it's just a system where you can buy from small producers. Like all the veggies you see here are from this family that lives in a small village an hour away from Paris. And they seriously make the best veggies. It's such a pleasure to cook with them. And they also have all kinds of fresh fruits and herbs, and they only sell seasonal produce. And obviously it changes all the time, and it's around the same price as shopping in store. So we try to get most of our food from them. But then if we want something that's not in season, we'll walk to the big store, which is around 10 minutes away from our home. All right, so here I'm gonna be cooking a special dish from my region in the south of France called magret de canard, which is duck breast. And we're gonna serve that with champignons à la persillade, which are mushrooms with a lot of parsley and garlic. And for this recipe, there's two things I love doing. So the first one is, of course, to use a ton of parsley and garlic. Especially this one is so fresh, like it smells so good, and it comes from the farm. And the second one is to actually cook this in duck fat. Like right now I'm using the duck fat from the magret, and this is truly my favorite cooking hack. Like anything you cook in duck fat will taste delicious. So after that I've grilled the magret, and here it is. This is the finished result. It's really one of my favorite dishes. It's so delicious, super satisfying. Anyways, we're gonna enjoy your meal, and I'll see you on the next day, where after eating my usual breakfast this morning, I'm about to prep my veggies for the week. So I usually don't do that in the morning, but this is a pretty chill week in terms of work, and also I'm going out for a special meal tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash, cut, season, and roast my veggies, and I'll see you at lunchtime. All right, so this is what I'm gonna eat for lunch. So I just roasted sweet potatoes with olive oil, this specific salt that comes from this region, and that honestly is the best salt ever. And how I'm gonna serve that is I'm just gonna put them on a plate, and it's so hot. All right, so here I'm gonna put some crème fraîche dessénée, which is this heavy cream, and I'm hoping it's gonna like melt a bit. Yes, it is melting. And just so you know, this is 40% fat. It's like very heavy. I love it. And on top of that, I'm gonna add a bit of parsley, which I still have leftovers from yesterday, and I'm gonna serve that with some arugula salad. I'm gonna add a bit of olive oil and the secret ingredient, which which is the everything but the bagel seasoning that I always bring back from the US. I'm gonna do something that's a bit frowned upon in France. I'm gonna eat at my desk. I have so much work to do right now because I've spent the morning cooking. And like, just to give you a bit of context, like if you work at a French office, there is so much peer pressure to eat with your colleagues. Like when I was working a corporate job in Paris, the only time I tried eating at my desk, people were not happy about it. Wow, I'm so happy with this recipe. And tonight we're gonna test out a new restaurant, but I also wanted to update you on something new I've been trying over the past few weeks. So if you're a regular here, you know that I really like getting facials. So I was really excited when Foreo asked to sponsor this video because their FAQ 202 LED mask is exactly like a fancy facial, but at home. Their LED face mask feels really high quality and comfortable because it is made of flexi-fit silicone, which fits any face shape. Over the past few weeks, I've tried their 8 different wavelengths, including NIR, which each have different benefits. So here is my personal experience. This is a before and after, and I've really enjoyed how my skin feels so much smoother. And also, if you zoom in, you can really notice how my pores feel way smaller than before. And I'm really excited to keep using it because there are a lot of long-term benefits. At the moment, Foreo is offering a 30% discount on all their products if you click the link in the description below and use my code Lucille30. Their products are rarely discounted, so it's a great opportunity to try it. So now it's nighttime and I'm going out with Bobby for a little bit of a date night in our neighborhood of Batignolles, which is so chill and feels like a little village. And today it's the first warm day of the year, so everyone is outside enjoying the weather, so it's such a nice vibe. So we are trying a new spot today, and it's a cheese bar and cheese shop, which is a perfect theme for me because I love cheese. So we started with a little apéro, which is a type of French meal that's a pre-dinner drink with a few small things to eat. And here we went with red wine from the Alsace region and a perfect cheese platter with 4 different cheeses that were all artisanal and absolutely delicious. They also gave us truffle flavored honey to dip the hard cheeses in, and this was like the absolute perfect pairing. So we had originally planned to go back home after that, but we liked the atmosphere so much that we decided to stay for dinner. And here we ordered tartiflette, which is a very beloved French cheese dish made with potatoes, reblochon cheese, onions, and little pieces of ham called lardon. If like me you like cheese, you have to try this dish at least once in your life. It's so rich, so good, and also pretty easy to make at home. Also, our waiter recommended a white wine pairing, and it was a really good one. Overall, this place is a 10 out of 10 for me, so I'm going to add it to my food map with over 200 of my favorite spots in Paris. And now it's a new day. On my way back from my run, I decided to try out a new bakery that I've seen so many times because it looks so cute, and they had so many different breads to choose from. And I went with this one, which is made with spelt and different grains. So one thing I really love about Paris is that it's so easy to try new bakeries and restaurants. And for lunch, I'm also trying something new. I'm biking to a fully different neighborhood around Palais Royal, which is this super famous square you've probably seen before. There I'm meeting with Theo and Gabrielle, and we're going to this really nice Italian restaurant that feels like a classic Paris bistro from the outside, but has this really upscale and relaxing interior. There I went with a pumpkin and ricotta ravioli, which is served with a chestnut and oregano sauce and feels like a perfect comfort food, especially with the ton of cheese I added on top of it. It has been so fun to see so many friends for lunch this week, but now it's dinner time, and unfortunately part of the food I meal prepped yesterday is gone, and that's because I ate it. Like, I just wanted to see how it tasted yesterday afternoon, and I ended up eating a full plate of potatoes because they were just so good. So I'm gonna make more and tell you the recipe on screen because these were just so addictive. And I'm gonna serve that with paupiette de veau, which is a really delicious traditional French dish. So basically it's a thin slice of veal that has been wrapped around a big stuffing bowl, and it's really delicious, and there's so many ways to cook it. But since it's just me tonight, I chose the easiest one. After frying the paupiette, I put it in this really cute ceramic dish called cocotte, along with a vegetable broth and a mustard sauce. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy at how everything looks right now. I think everything came along pretty well, and I'm excited to try it. So yesterday was really simple. I ate all the leftovers from the week, and at night we had our weekly movie night with another couple of friends where we watched the show Severance together. Bobby made his famous deviled eggs to stay on theme, and our friends made blanquette de veau, which is a traditional French veal stew. And I just wanted to share that because dinner parties are such a big part of social life in France. Like I have one at least once a week, and I choose to never film them because it's a time where I really want to be present with others. But today's an off day, so we're starting the day a bit differently. And we went for breakfast at this super cute Swedish coffee shop that is in our neighborhood and that I've always been curious about because they display their pastries in the window. There we had some tea, a cinnamon pastry, and then this puff pastry called semla. That's really one of my favorite pastries ever because it has almond paste in it. I feel it's a stereotype of Paris that we eat croissant for breakfast and that we go to typical Parisian cafes all the time. But there's just so much more to Paris. And we stayed out for a while because it was such a nice day out. But now I'm back home and I want to show you one of my other favorite French meals called goûter. Goûter is a 4 p.m. snack and usually it's mostly for kids, but I'm an adult and a lot of adults I know do it as well. And if I'm working, I would just eat some bread or a fruit. But now since it's an off day for me, I picked up a little sweet treat at a really cute shop in the area. So recently I've been obsessed with this one, and this is a chestnut and chocolate cake. And I don't know if chestnut spread is a big thing in your country, but in France it is. It's called crème de marron, and it really reminds me of my childhood because we used to always bring it with us when we were hiking with my parents, and it has been one of my favorite sweets for all my life. Anyways, this is the cake version of that, and I know I'm gonna enjoy it. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for coming along during this week, and if you enjoyed this video, you should check out one of the ones that are on screen right now. I think you'll like them. I'll see you there.